Hey everybody, it's Dr. Andy and Dr. Brandon with Twin Cities Movement, and this is Top 3 Tuesday. So we're going to cover the low back today. If you have low back pain, this is a good one to watch. Another good one to watch if you have low back pain is last week's on hip mobility, because oftentimes if you have low back pain, remember our joint by joint, if you have a stability joint like the low back, you could have a lack of mobility in a mobility joint like the hips. So that's a good thing to consider as well. And that's something that we're going to consider in the exercises that we do today. So we're going to start with what we call the dead bug. We also call it the 3-month prone position. So this is a position that you knew how to do as a baby. So what you're going to do is start in what's called a hook lying position here, feet flat on the floor, and you're going to brace through your abdomen here. You're going to create that canister that we love to talk about so very much, and you're going to breathe behind the wall. And you're going to bring your feet into the air. So this is triple flexion. You're going to have your knees flexed, your ankles flexed, your hips flexed, and then you're going to have your feet go, or your hands, your arm hands, go up into the air, nice and relaxed, elbows nice and relaxed, wrists, your shoulders are going to be doing the work right in the glenohumeral joint. So then you're going to keep breathing in this way, and the challenge that you're going to do is opposite limb movement. So your hand is going to go above your head, your foot is going to go down to the floor, and what you're going to do is keep your knee and your ankle locked, keep your elbow and your wrist locked. And so you're working on anti-movement here, so there's no movement here. There's no lifting up of the back. There's relaxation of the neck here, and you're moving through your shoulder and you're moving through your hip. And you do this probably 10 to 15 times per side. Focus on your breathing. It's probably going to be challenging. You're probably going to feel some pulling in your spine, but that's a good thing. We want that movement. We want that challenge. So then you're going to flip over onto your knees. So the next one we're going to talk about is the cat camel. So this is a pretty basic spinal mobilization. You're probably familiar with it. You probably have done it in a yoga class. It's a very common exercise, and we really like it for that reason. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a nice flat back to start. So this is your neutral spine. Then you're going to drop your belly button to the floor using your pelvis. So if you imagine your pelvis is like a cup, you are pouring the cup forward when you do this. You're going to hold this position, and then you're going to push back out. Most of this movement should be in your lumbosacral, in the low back. That's where the movement should be focused. The rest of your spine is going to have to move in order to make that happen. And you want that. You want the whole spine to be pretty mobile, or at least to be able to do that. And then you're going to do this 10 to 15 times. Good. And then the last one we're going to do is another DNS move, another dynamic neuromuscular stabilization move called the baby plank. So that same position that we had on our back with our knees wider than our feet, you're going to have that on your hands and knees right now. So push out a little bit here. There we go. Nice flat back there. Then engage your canister again. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lean back, butt onto heels. Good, and you're going to keep that canister locked and engaged, and then you're going to move forward just past neutral. So you should probably feel some pulling and some pinching in this area. This is not a position that people get in very frequently, but that could be pretty beneficial. The hips kind of like positions that they don't get in very frequently because they are ball and socket joints. They like all of those movements. Excuse me. So then again, you're going to do this 10 to 15 times. Remember to keep your canister engaged throughout this exercise. This is a plank after all, so you're doing a stability exercise. But then you're adding the mobility component to it. That can be pretty beneficial for your hips. So again, this is Dr. Andy and Dr. Brandon with Twin Cities Movement, Top 3 Tuesday for low back pain. Don't forget to watch the hip mobility video. Another really beneficial one could be the breathing video that we did a couple weeks ago. That one could be very nice for low back pain as well. So don't forget to like us, follow us, share on all of our social media accounts if you so desire. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow the link to sign up for a self-care guide that we have about this subject. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks.